"Lord," said Gwal, "it is meet that I have answer to my request. As much of that thou hast asked as it is in my power to give, thou shalt have," replied Powel. "My soul," said Rhiannon unto him, "as for the feast and the banquet that are here, I have bestowed them upon the men of Dyfed, and the household, and the warriors that are with us. These can I not suffer to be given to any. In a year from tonight a banquet shall be prepared for thee in this palace, that I may become thy bride." So Gwal went forth to his possessions, and Powel went also back to Dyfed, and they both spent that year until it was the time for the feast at the palace of Dyfed. Then Gwal the son of Clud set out to the feast that was prepared for him, and he came to the palace and was received there with rejoicing. Powel also, the chief of an oven, came to the orchard with his 100 knights, as Rhiannon had commanded him, having the bag with him, and Powel was clad in coarse and ragged garments, and wore a large clumsy old shoes upon his feet. And when he knew that the carousal after the meat had begun, he went towards the hall, and when he came into the hall, he saluted Gwal the son of Clud, and his company, both men and women. "Heaven prosper thee," said Gwal, "and the greeting of heaven be unto thee, Lord," said he, "may heaven reward thee. I have an errand unto thee." "Welcome be thine errand, and, if thou ask of me that which is just, thou shalt have it gladly." "It is fitting," answered he, "I crave but from want, and the boon that I ask is to have this small bag that thou seest filled with meat." "A request within reason is this," said he, "and gladly shalt thou have it." "Bring him food." The great number of attendants arose, and began to fill the bag, but for all that they put into it, it was no fuller than at first. "My soul," said Gwal, "will thy bag be ever full?" "It will not, I declare to heaven," said he, "for all that may be put into it, unless one possessed of lands and domains and treasure shall arise, and tread down with both his feet of the food which is within the bag, and shall say, Enough has been put herein." Then said Rhiannon unto Gwal the son of Clud, "Rise up quickly." "I will willingly rise," said he. So he rose up, and put his 2 feet into the bag, and Powel turned up the sides of the bag, so that Gwal was over his head in it, and he shut it up quickly, and slipped a knot upon the thongs, and blew his horn, and thereupon behold his household came down upon the palace, and they seized all the host that had come with Gwal, and cast them into his own prison. And Powel threw off his rags, and his old shoes, and his tattered array, and as they came in, every one of Powel's knights struck a blow upon the bag, and asked, "What is here?" "A badger," said they, and in this manner they played, each of them striking the bag, either with his foot or with his staff, and thus played they with the bag, every one as he came and asked, "What game are you playing at thus?" "The game of badger in the bag," said they. And then was the game of badger in the bag first played. "Lord," said the man in the bag, "if thou wouldest but hear me, I merit not to be slain in the bag," said Dyfed. "Lord, he speaks truth, it were fitting that thou listen to him, for he deserves not this." "Verily," said Powel, "I will do thy counsel concerning him." "Behold, this is my counsel then," said Rhiannon, "thou art now in a position in which it behoves thee to satisfy suitors and minstrels. Let him give unto them in thy stead, and take a pledge from them that he will never seek to revenge that which has been done to him, and this will be punishment enough." "I will do this gladly," said the man in the bag, "and gladly will I accept it," said Powel, "since it is the counsel of Dyfed and Rhiannon." "Such, then, is our counsel," answered they. "I accept it," said Powel. "Seek thyself sureties." "We will be for him," said Dyfed, "until his men be free to answer for him." And upon this he was let out of the bag, and his liege men were liberated. "Demand now of Gwal sureties," said Dyfed. "We know which should be taken for him." And Dyfed numbered the sureties. Said Gwal, "Do thou thyself draw up the covenant." "It will suffice me that it be as Rhiannon said," answered Powel. So unto that covenant were all the sureties